bang, bang, boogie.
Oh, that's some fun clips in there because Miami superstars, here we go again. DeMarcus Cousins
why did
is
you
back.
make that highlight? Why did you make that highlight, Michelle Beadle?
I don't even know. Trust me, I went like this. Ugh. But yeah, I don't edit, Chandler. I don't know if you figured this out. Dude, we just talked about this, Boogie. I feel like each time you've been on, there's been another level to the Jimmy Butler saga, and now we are at this ultimate level where he's just suspended indefinitely. Where are you on this? Are you starting to turn on him? Or are you thinking he's still justified? Like, how are you feeling?
I just feel like it's a bad breakup. It's a toxic breakup. At this point, it's time for both sides to, go their separate ways. I think it's best for both sides. I don't see this situation getting any better. And at this point, I feel like, Jimmy is being held hostage. Obviously, you don't want the guy there. You don't see him in your long-term vision, and he doesn't want to be there. So I think, getting a deal done is better for both sides, and it's just a matter of time before it's done.
Yeah, Bug, the dude's been suspended 3 times. He's missed team flights. He's left shoot-around based on not starting anymore. They're questioning his effort now. If you're one of these other guys in the locker room, and I just said before this, I said, I've had my deal with staff and organization. It's never lingered with the teammate. But if you're Kevin Love and you're not joking on Instagram about it, or if you're Bam, what are you saying to this dude? Are you just, hey, just stick with it? It's going to light at the end of the tunnel. Like, what do you say to him?
I don't think there's anything to be said. As a player, we understand the business of basketball. We understand how nasty it can get sometimes. And at the end of the day, I think the only thing that should be respected is the memories that, this team has had. We know what Jimmy has brought to this organization. We know how far this team has gone with Jimmy being, the leader of the ship. Respect it for what it's worth. But, it's the end of the road. It's nothing else there with them moving forward. As a player, you have to respect Jimmy for what he wants. He wants what's best for him as an individual, and that's the business of basketball. The organization wants what's best for them, so I don't really see the difference. I think they both want the same thing in a different way. So it's just time to move on, as simple as that. Stop dragging this shit out. Excuse my language. Stop dragging this thing out and, just get a deal done and let's move forward, because at this point, it's just going to continue to get ugly.
Yeah, each day there's like a new update, and it's never good. Moving over to the Suns for a second, because there's another bit of a seemingly disgruntled situation with Jusuf Nurkic, who said that he did not talk to Coach Budenholzer for 2 months. And I asked the guys before you came on, like, is this something that happens? 2 months seems like a long time. That's not normal, right?
It's not normal, but at the same time, I feel like this is a guy that's thinking a little too much of himself. I don't think Phoenix views him as, that callous of a player to where the point where his feelings or his emotions or his opinion even really matters. He's a guy in there that's a role player, and he's there to fill a role. Their 3 main guys are the highest paid on the team. So to even, come out and speak on that, I think it's kind of foolish on his part. But, even with a championship coach like Bud, I know for a fact he doesn't care. So, and it's proven. So to even come out and say that, you're only hurting yourself. Nurkic, just sit back and, wait your turn. You're not that guy, Bud. You're just not that guy. So that's the part of it.
But listen, I can attest to it though. Bud, he's an acquired taste, man. He's one of the coaches. He's an acquired taste. He's gonna be honest with you. He's gonna be upfront. It might hurt your little feelings. It might get under your skin, but you're never in the dark with Bud. That's one thing I can say about Bud. You're never in the dark with him.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. I respect that. I like people.
I have my own personal run-in with Bud, and I could piggyback off what Lou said. He's definitely going to be honest with you. If he doesn't like you, you're going to know up front. Like he doesn't sugarcoat it. He's definitely an acquired taste, and he has the certain type of guys that he likes and doesn't like. And trust me, it's never going to be where you have to read between the lines or anything like that. He's going to be blatantly honest and let you know, I don't like you and I don't want you here. So
you're not gonna play. So you're not gonna play. But I expect you to stay in shape and stay ready. But you're not getting on this floor unless something drastic happens.
I respect it.
But then you expect to be traded. Yeah.
He's definitely
Wow.
on the way out. I mean,
He's a center. Somebody needs him. Somebody needs a center somewhere. I can't imagine that they don't figure a plan out. Speaking of AD, okay, so he's been frustrated and he's expressed himself about the whole defensive player of the year, and then recently said that the narrative now, unfortunately for him, is that they're pushing for Wemby to have it this season. Now, I feel like in years past, you could have complained about Rudy Gobert, but do you agree with this idea that the narrative is what's happening now and not merit?
I do think it's a narrative, but I also think it's a factual narrative. Like Wemby is that. I think he's going to be one of the best defensive players to ever play this game, and that's just is what it is. I feel like AD's a couple years too late with complaining about this situation. He should have been complaining when Rudy was getting all these rewards by default. I do feel that AD should have more than one Defensive Player of the Year award. He's been a defensive dynamite since he stepped foot in this league. He's definitely one of the best bigs on the defensive end. And, I agree with him to a certain extent when it comes to he should have had rewards already. And, but as of now, I just think Wemby he's a different animal, man, and you have to accept that. We're seeing things from him that we'll probably never see again in the game. So I think he's a couple years too late when it comes to complaining about it now.
Yeah, that ship unfortunately has sailed. I agree. He should have got him back in the day, but now Wemby's going to clean up and then for the foreseeable future. But let's talk about the dunk contest. As watered down as it is, we got some young rising stars here. We got Stephon Castle. We got Matas from Chicago. You haven't seen much. He's an absolute freak. You have Andre Jackson, and then you have Mac McClung is back. Does that do anything for you?
Does that move your needle?
No. I mean, it's only so
Mac
many.
McClung can make history. The first person to back to back to back. Mac McClung and the Chiefs are going back to back to back. It looks like.
I mean, that's cool story, but I mean, the dunk contest is watered down. It just is what it is. It's only so much the human body can do in the air.
But you know what?
We've seen it all.
I took a different approach. I took a different approach. I'm going to salute and I'm going to congratulate these guys. Listen, at the end of the day, the guys that we want to do it, they're not going to do it. It is what it is at this point. So these are young guys that's been looking up to having an opportunity doing the dunk contest, being an all-star weekend. So I'm not going to keep raining on their parade because we're not getting the guys that we want to do it. So I'm going to salute the guys that's signing up. Shout out to Young Castle. Shout out to Matt McClung having a chance to make history. Shout out to these guys.
That's very, very nice.
Give us
He's so nice. Who's the nicest?
I appreciate it.
That's very nice. That's very nice to say.
I appreciate the positivity.
You're still not going to walk. You're still not going to
watch. As a fan of the game,
I watch.
It's watered down, brother.
Yeah.
It's watered down.
I like McClung, and Castle is from my neighborhood, so I watch.
I like Castle.
I give it a shot. But let me ask you this question though. Please, be the tiebreaker for me. Chandler has Jokic. I'm not budging on SGA. What's your VP right now?
SGA, man. SGA.
There we go. There we go.
Here we go.
And it's mighty ironic how the picks are going, whatever. That's whatever. But with that being said, I think SGA has been dominant from start to finish. I'm not saying Jokic hasn't, but what this young OKC team is doing with SGA leading the cattle, I think it's unanimous. I think he deserves it. No knock to Jokic, but SGA has just been dominant all year. He's outperformed Jokic, in my opinion. He's outperformed most of the league. He's in the toughest conference, which is the West. He's at the top of it. There's no debate. It's SGA for me.
Let's move on, Beadle. We don't have time to tag. Go.
Okay. Over the weekend, Vince Carter had his jersey retired. When are we heading up to Sacramento for your party, for your shindig? When are we doing this? Is that happening? Do you want it to? Do you even care?
Heading to Sac for what?
You know that jersey's going up there, but
come on, we want that jersey retired, Boogie.
You want that 15 up.
Man, it's a bad narrative on my name there, man. I doubt that ever happens. I doubt.
Well, there was a bad narrative on Vince's name in Toronto.
I would be honored. I would be honored if it did, but I don't see that happening. I think most of the fans there got brainwashed by some radio personalities and some beat writers and things of that nature, but I don't really see that happening.
We'll take care of that.
Bug, let's talk the Wizards because no one else will today, and I want your take on recently. I want your comment or your take on Kyle Kuzma. Recently, he finally spoke up after 20th loss or 19th loss, 20th last night. He says, "Yeah, I'm going to start demanding the ball more." And now he's. Are you surprised it took this long for a guy like Kyle Kuzma? Are you just he now a guy that throws his name in this? I'm demanding a trade to get out of this dumpster fire. Like, what do you do if you're him?
I think it's a strategic move. He got his deal done. He got a nice chunk of money. Now he's ready to go win basketball games. So it seems pretty strategic to me. But, I think he's a championship caliber player. He's proven that once before. I think he can help a lot of teams with making a push to win a championship. But it's obvious that he's rotting away in Washington. He's a good talent. Like I said, he's a championship type player. So I don't expect anything less. If I was him, I'd be trying to do the same thing. Washington isn't in the mode of, winning games or competing for a championship or even competing for the playoffs. So I would want the same thing for myself.
And do you think do you think this last quick question, do you think this gets other players to do this more? The Kuzma, the Brad Beal, the Jimmy Butler pushing their way out? Because none of them have been traded yet either. So it hasn't really worked yet. Do you think other players will continue to do this?
I mean, I think that's how the league kind of works. You get paid young, once you get paid, then you start setting your sights on trying to, win championships. It just kind of happened early for Kuz, which is unfortunate. But, he deserved to get his money, and he also deserves to go compete for championships. So that's just kind of how this business works.
It's going to be an interesting trade deadline for everybody. Boogie, we appreciate you. Talk soon, sir.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back.
Thank you, guys.
Run it up, run it back, run it up.